Hey everybody, Julie here from Mostly Caffeinated. I'm pointing a different way today because my house is finally clean. Oh my goodness. This is a little chat about survival mode. Now, I know that's a term that's thrown around a lot in parenthood, but it's usually thrown around about having a newborn. Like, don't worry about your dishes, you're in survival mode. Or, don't worry about, washing your hair, you're in survival mode. And that's true, okay? Your first few months postpartum really are survival mode, even if you only have one baby. But I just realized over the last few days that I've been in a different kind of survival mode the last 6 weeks or 2 months or so. So let me tell you about that and kind of what I figured out coming out the other side. So, in case you are new to my channel or you've just missed this detail, we are a teacher family. My husband is a principal, and I was a teacher before I started staying home. I have 4 kids, ages 14, 5, 3, and just turned 1. So it gets really busy here around April and May. The end of the school year is a really busy time for teachers. There's testing to plan for. There's end of the school activities at night and that need to be practiced for or set up for. There's drama productions going on. There's all kinds of stuff. And in our house, this is our busiest time of year. My oldest is in track and field, and that runs from pretty much February through the end of the school year. It's like every day there's practice. At least once a week there's a meet that goes past the little kid's bedtime. We got to figure out how we're picking him up and from where. It's a lot. My husband and I are in charge of the school musical at his school, which is in May, so we spend the 6 weeks before that getting the kids ready, auditioning the kids, having the kids practice. I make or buy all the costumes and props for the entire musical every year. I practice the singing with the kids who have solos. I do all the hair and makeup for the shows. It's a lot of work. And to top it all off, our youngest, our daughter, her birthday is in the middle of May. So, right as we're wrapping up all these other projects, bam, was her birthday. And I only do big birthday parties when my babies turn 1. After that, we just have something very simple with just the 6 of us at home. But this was her first birthday. So, the musical got over with, and 48 hours later, I was throwing a birthday party for 28 people. Yeah. And I was having some self-doubt, some serious, mom self-esteem situations recently where I thought maybe I was just bad at this. Maybe I was really floundering as a homemaker, and it was a war zone in here. The entire kitchen was piled full of dishes and clutter. There was all the kids' stuff was on the floor, the whole playroom floor. I'm not exaggerating. The entire playroom was solid toys on the floor. The living room was trashed. The dining room was trashed. It was absurd. We had reached a point where in order to do anything, I was in the basement working on the ping pong table because every other surface in my home was covered in clutter. Our bedroom was cluttered. The bathroom counters were cluttered. Like, how does that even happen? I was weeks behind at laundry. It was insane. And, it wasn't playing out well. I was short with the kids. The kids were short with each other. It was just a terrible situation. I felt like anytime I tried to do anything remotely fun, I was wasting time that I should have been working on the musical or working on something else. I had a couple other projects going on at this time. I gave a speech a couple of weeks ago, and I hadn't written the speech, and I was stressing out about writing the speech, and it was crazy. Just crazy nuts. I wasn't even cooking. Okay, we were buying frozen food, we were eating out, convenience food, ordering in. It was the opposite of how our life usually is. It was chaos. It was absolute chaos. And the last few days have not been that way because it's over. The musical got over with about a week ago. My daughter's birthday was 5 days ago. And there have been here and there little projects that I've had to do, but other than that, nothing. My mom came over one day and took the boys for the morning, and I got some work done. She did some of my dishes. My mother-in-law did the rest of my dishes when she was here for the birthday party. We cleaned up the house before this birthday party, and it's stayed clean. My kitchen counters right now, I have the glass of water that I'm currently drinking out of, and my AeroPress for making my coffee, and that is the only thing on the counter. It's beautiful. There's a bouquet of flowers here. Can I show you these? I think I can show you these. Sitting on my island where there used to be clutter, there is this beautiful bouquet of flowers that I bought for my daughter for her birthday. I've got nice coffee. I've got a chocolate muffin. I've made dinner every night this week, and I just feel so much better. I can't even imagine. I feel like some people must live in that kind of chaos all the time. People whose kids are in a lot of activities, or whose kids are all older than my kids. My teens in activities, but the rest of my kids are kind of too young. And I just realized that this has been like newborn baby survival mode all over again, and I don't even have a newborn. We were out of routine. I was just doing whatever I had to do to get to the next day. I wasn't really sleeping. I wasn't really eating. It was terrible. It was terrible. And now that I'm out the other side, I'm like, oh my word. There are just some things that I have figured out. First of all, that it is remarkably easy to keep my house clean when it's already clean. To pick up the few things that are in it at the end of a day takes me like 5 minutes. Doing 1 week's worth of laundry only takes me like a day. It's when it gets backed up that it becomes insane and impossible to manage. And maybe not everybody has this problem, but I have an attention problem. And when I see like 16 things in my house that need picking up or doing, I end up doing 0 of them. Something about the plethora of choices is overwhelming, and I just do nothing. I would rather sit in the middle of the mess than try to choose something to begin. So it's been much easier to keep the place clean since it's been clean. That's the first thing. So if I hadn't started this 6 weeks of chaos with my house already in chaos, it may have been easier to manage. And a lot of it is my attitude. I somehow had this mental block of the musical and my daughter's birthday that weekend, that once I achieved that weekend, I could let go of my stress. Like I kind of intentionally and tangibly decided to stop being upset and stressed out and worried. I was like, oh, there's my 2 big projects. They're done. I'm going to be happy now. Which sounds totally hokey, but it's kind of working. When little things come up, I'm like, oh, well, this is a minor inconvenience. Oh, this is one afternoon shot. Oh, this is one little thing I have to do or put off. Oh, well, bummer. And I move on. And it's not like a big deal. Everything is a big deal when I'm in this like state of stress about a big project. I'm eating a muffin while I'm talking to you. Take me or leave me, people. Anyway, so it's easier to keep my house clean if my house is already clean. My mental state is largely my choice, and if I would just choose to be chilled out a little bit, should probably be going better. And, I've been thinking a lot and kind of reading and studying and doing some devotionals about the idea of homemaking and like what is actually important for me to accomplish as a homemaker and what is not. And it's not how many Pinterest projects I can do. It's not how cool and interesting and decorated my house is. It's not like, did I set up a scavenger hunt for my kids today? I wrote an article on the blog a long time ago about making apple pie. I mean, that wasn't the point of the blog. It was about being a stay-at-home mom, deciding to stay home. And how I had this weird idealism that when I stayed home, I was going to be out in the yard hanging laundry and making apple pie, and it was all going to be beautiful all of the time. This idyllic situation. No, it's not that. But it could be closer to that if I would let go of some of the things that society and culture and the internet are telling me I should be doing. If I focus on the simple things that make our life good, simple things like keeping clean, speaking gently to my children, reading to my children and for myself, playing music for myself and my children, opening the windows when it's nice outside, going outside, and having the state of my house be such that it's fine if I spend the day outside because the inside is settled. Trying to stay home more often, trying not to overplan or overcommit. Those are the things that make our life run, make our home run. Sorry, my kids interrupted me there. But anyway, those are things that I can and should focus on. And if I don't get bogged down in all the rest of this, it should be less surviving and more crafting what I always meant to be making out of this existence with these people in this place. So I have a few more things coming up yet before summer. The camp that I help to coordinate always has some projects for me to do at the end of the year. It's not quite the end of the school year yet. We have a few more events and things for both my oldest son and my husband's school. But that's all right. You know, it's okay. I'm going to take it one day at a time, and instead of getting so overwhelmed, I'm going to try to just tackle it one thing at a time with my nice clean house surrounding me, and hopefully I could be a little bit more chilled out the next 6 weeks or so before our summer really kicks into gear. We've got some big travel plans for the summer. It's very exciting. I'm hoping not to turn that into a big stress ball of things that need doing. I'm really hoping. And, you know, I can do fun little nice things now. I can cook more easily because my kitchen is clean. I can buy flowers and put them out because my surfaces are clear. I can sit down and actually find my planner and use it. I did that this morning. I finally wrote in there for the first time in several weeks because I could find it and I had the space to use it. And so I have some idea what on earth is going on. I filled out my monthly calendar for the first time in a long time, so I have some idea what is going on. And it's nice to be organized again. So, if you are in a season of survival, let me tell you, it's going to be all right. You're going to come out the other end of it. You know, it's going to be over before you know it. And as soon as it's over, you can just let go of all of that and you can start fresh. If you can, if you know you're about to come into a really busy season, try to get your affairs in order, if you will. Try to start from a clean slate. Try to start with clean laundry, start with a clean home, start, with your calendar filled out, because it will be easier to tackle things if the space around you isn't chaos, and if your brain isn't chaos. If you're stuck in the middle of it and you didn't begin that way, okay, it's all right. Maybe take out a sheet of paper or a napkin or whatever you can find and just kind of dump your brain onto it, unload mentally, whether it's kind of a journal, whether you want to talk about your feelings, whether you want to talk about a to-do list, whether you want to, write an anger letter to the situation, whatever it is you want to do. Try to just dump forth onto that sheet of paper and let it go for the evening. Go to bed, get up the next day, and see when you can tackle what wasn't as big of a deal as you thought. And for goodness sakes, during no part of motherhood are you required to make fancy Pinterest cupcakes or fancy wall art or fancy activities for your children. Some people have a set of skills that indicates that they can be putting together sensory bins and rotating their kids' library and making the felt books and baking apple pies and all these things. And some people just don't, and it's okay. All right? Some people can't do brain surgery, and that's okay. Some people can't sew, and that's okay. Some people can't swim, and that's okay. Some people don't know how to read Braille, and that's acceptable. Why is it that all these other things are okay, but yet we feel like we should all have, creativity talents and activity talents and, like the talents of professional early childhood educators? I'm a professional educator, and I still don't have those talents. Okay, I taught middle school. I know how to explain algebra. I know how to explain advanced grammar. I know how to read Shakespeare with teenagers and get them to enjoy it. I know all kinds of things. But I don't know how to balance out doing super fun Pinteresty toddler activities with actually washing my dishes and my laundry. So I'm going to pick the dishes and the laundry and let the other stuff go. It's all right. Okay, the kids grow up, they go to school, they get all kinds of fun activities there. It's okay. They don't need you to put colored rice and dinosaurs into a plastic container every morning for them in order for you to be a good mom. That's just one way of being a mom. Okay, you do you. And if it's freak out for 6 weeks and then finally realize how to stop freaking out every 6 weeks, so be it. If it's a giant iced coffee because the kids got up too early from nap, so be it. This could be alright. You just do it your way. And my way, finally, is clean kitchen counters and a clean house and a filled-in calendar, and I'm feeling good. I hope you find that spot, too, if you are in a stressful season right now. I hope you come out the other side and you can look around at your clean house and your filled-out calendar and feel a sense of accomplishment and a little bit of peace on the inside. So much grace for all of you. Goodness knows that I use a lot of it, but there is always plenty to go around. Leave a comment down below if you'd like to chat, or if you're going through something, or if you've thought up a way to relieve stress in your own life. I'd love to hear them. See you around.